Hello everyone, welcome to Stellaris Utopia. We are going to be starting a new campaign with the new expansion and exploring a lot of the new features. But before we do that, let's take a look at the substantial changes that we're going to have with a new empire. The biggest changes are a complete revamping of the government and ethics settings for your empire. Gone are the three categories and all the rows. Now you've got ethics, authority, and civics. And now instead of individualist and collectivist, we've got egalitarian. Cannot use autocratic government forms, allows utopian living standards. And fanatic egalitarian. And authoritarian. Can displace aliens, cannot use democratic government forms, allows caste system species policy. And there is a new hive-minded. Hive-mind is a special government type. Only the hive-mind can choose the hive-mind government type. Hive-minds operate as a single organism more than as a state. The population has no free will and act as an extension of the hive-mind itself, much like the limbs of a body. When cut off from the mind, these drones become comatose and eventually wither and die. Any free individuals on planets owned by the mind are attacked and killed on sight, as any immune system would deal with a foreign agent. And you've got unique civics for the hive mind. Subspace FAPS. Not actually familiar with that word. The hive mind's cognitive processes exist partially in subspace, reducing the impact of time and space on the actuation of its drones. Naval capacity plus 15%. Natural neural network, which is research speed plus 5%. The gray matter of the clustered drones provides unparalleled parallelism, accelerating the hive mind's exploration of the sciences. You can pick any two civics. Aesthetic. The hive mind cares little for material comforts. Consumer goods cost minus 20%. One mind. The hive mind takes care to not let its drones diverge. Monthly unity plus 15%, and unity is essentially a new resource that you can create. Divided attention. The hive mind can divide its attention for maximum efficiency without losing sight of the bigger picture. Core sector systems plus 2. Strength of legions. When you do not have to educate the mind, the building of muscle becomes that much easier. Army damage plus 20%. Subsumed will. The hive mind has sharpened its focus and is very capable of propagating its will even through the most autonomous of drones. Monthly influence plus 1. And pooled knowledge. The hive mind's autonomous drones frequently share knowledge through direct links, bypassing the hive mind's slower registry processes. Leader skill levels plus 1, leader pool size plus 1. And the hive mind, doesn't actually say, okay, maybe it's over here. So, must use the hive mind authority. Hive mind rulers are immortal. You will only ever have the one ruler, and they have no individual traits. Hive-minded pops are not affected by happiness and will not join factions. Hive-minded pops cannot survive in non-hive-mind empires. Non-hive-minded pops cannot survive in hive-mind empires. Must use AI outlawed policy. Cannot follow psionic or synthetic ascension paths. Can genetically modify species to become hive-minded if biological ascension path is completed. And empire modifier, monthly influence plus 1, monthly unity plus 20%. So, to a certain extent, it bypasses a number of the new features with the factions and, the different, egalitarian and authoritarian and stuff like that. But that's not what we will be going with. We will be choosing something else. And if we pop back over to one of these, I need to... There we go. Alright, so we've got Democratic, which... and apparently I can't scroll back up on these. Oh well. It's essentially... These are essentially the governments that we're familiar with. Democratic, election every 10 years. Oligarchic, every 40 to 50 years. Dictatorial, election on ruler death. And Imperial, where you have heirs and everything like that. Now, the civics available to these four and some of them are not available depending on what you've chosen. We've got Meritocracy, leader skill levels +1, leader pool size +1, you can choose up to 2. Technocracy, research alternatives +1. Police state, unrest -20. Environmentalist, consumer goods -20%. Cutthroat politics, influence +1. Shadow council, election influence cost -50%. Mining guilds for minerals +10%. Parliamentary system for faction influence gain +50%. Efficient bureaucracy, core sector systems +2. Functional architecture, building cost -15%. Mechanist, start the game with 4 pops being robots, and with the technology to build more. Requirements is some degree of materialist, does not have syncretic evolution government ethic. And syncretic evolution. A second species forms an integral part of this society. They are big, strong, and most of them have the intelligence of a particularly dim-witted child. Ancient wars have culled their species of the most aggressive tendencies, leaving them quite servile. So you start with 4 pops of another subservient species. So that's actually really cool. I want to play that at some point, but that's not what we're going to be going with this time. Imperial Cult, Edict cost -33%. Beacon of Liberty, monthly unity +15%. Exalted Priesthood, governing ethics attraction +20%. Philosopher King, ruler skill levels +2. Citizen Service, naval capacity +15%. Idealistic Foundation, pop happiness +5%. Slaver Guilds, slave food output +10%. And mineral output, slave mineral output +10%. Inwards Perfection, unity +30%, and citizen pop happiness +5%. Pretty cool, but you need some degree of pacifist and some degree of xenophobe. Warrior Culture, army damage +20%, army upkeep -20%, Distinguished Admiralty, fire rate +8%. Sounds pretty good, actually, but you have to be some degree of militarist. Free Haven, migration attraction +50%. Corporate Dominion, empire energy generation +10%. Agrarian Idyll, farms also produce 1 unity. Nationalistic Zeal, border range +10%, maximum rivalries +1. Aristocratic Elite, governor recruitment cost -50%, empire leader capacity +4. And Fanatic Purifiers, cannot engage in diplomacy with other species. Xenopops will always be purged and have no effect on tradition cost. Gains unity from purging Xenopops. May use Armageddon bombardment stance. Well, that sounds fun, doesn't it? Fire rate increased by 33%, army damage increased by 33%. Wow! And you cannot have the syncretic evolution government civic. So that's a thing, isn't it? Now, a lot of these are, I mean, I think that some of these are definitely better than others, but some of them are pretty neat. I kind of like the idea of the agrarian ideal. You know, especially since they've changed food to be a collective resource across all your planets. There are some various changes to these. I'm not going to go over all of them. I've got for authoritarian resettlement cost -25%, slave unrest -10%, and it's 50% and 20% for the fanatic version. So I'll hover over them so that people can look, and generally the fanatic one is twice the effectiveness of the standard one. Egalitarian is faction influence gain +15% and consumer goods cost -10%. And materialist is research speed +5% or 10%, and robot maintenance cost -10% and -20%. I think that's primarily the major changes. So I'm going to head back, And I've updated all of the main empires that I've played with before. And what we're going to be playing as are the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly. The Psittacan peoples arose on a lush tropical world filled with bountiful fruit and nut trees. Unfortunately, these trees developed strong defenses, and I see that I misspelled that, against the foraging of the Psittacans, in the form of repulsive smells and tough skins and shells, all of which kept the population of the Psittacan nations to a bare minimum, until one glorious day when a genius scientist devised autonomous fruit and nut-picking machines that could harvest and shell all the food they desired without caring about the offensive smells. Seeing the success of their new automated workers, they realized that the flesh must be shed so that they can embrace an existence without needing to worry about hard fruit husks and awful smells. So they are egalitarian and fanatic materialist, mechanist, and idealistic foundation, weak, intelligent, and communal, and they have a democratic electoral system. Mass drivers, warp drive, avian ships, and a tropical habitation. And they are the space parrots. So, I should probably fix that, but nah, whatever. Alright, so what do we want to play? I want to play on the largest size. I'm not going to go on Iron Man. Endgame Crisis is fine. Turn off Advanced Neighbors. Yep. Empire placement, let's see. We'll go with clusters. Allowed FTL method any. All that's fine. I like lots and lots of habitable worlds, so we'll put it at, we'll put it at 5%. 5 times. That's fine. Max Fallen Empires 4. Advanced AI starts. I really don't like advanced AI starts, so I'm going to put that down to 0. And AI Empires, we'll leave it at 15. Rather than elliptical, let's go for spiral with 2 arms. Alright, let's go! In the eons since the first primitive Psittacan communities took shape in the dense jungles of Strigops, our civilization has spread and prospered. As our technology progressed to a level that allowed for instantaneous communications, our inefficient nation-states merged together to form a true democracy, with every citizen having a say in important decisions. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Begin! Alright, so, the reason why we are, we have the bubbleheads is because we really can't stand smells, bad smells. And the member of our race that smells the best tends to win the election. So that's why we are wearing the bubblehead spacesuits. And eventually we want to shed our flesh and go full-on synthetic. So that's going to be our goal. And to do that, we are going to need lots and lots and lots of Unity. So Unity is a new mechanic, and it will allow us to choose various traditions: expansion, domination, prosperity, harmony, discovery, diplomacy, supremacy. When we finish a whole group of these, we can choose an ascension perk. And there are a lot of them. I'm not going to go over them until we actually get to a point where we can choose one. I'm not going to go over these until we get to a point where we can choose one, just because I kind of want to jump into the game. So, let's see. Who do we have as our ruler? Resilient and Investor. Energy credits plus 10%. It's not too bad, I guess. Could be better, could be worse. And it is the sweetest smelling Sirenita. Alright, let's see. Physics research. Well, right off the bat, we've got research speed plus 5%. I think I'm going to go for that. Faster research speed, the better, because we want our robots to become much better. Let's see. They no longer do you need to research colonization, because everyone always takes colonization first. If you have it, you take it. The AI was weighted to take it, but sometimes it didn't, and that just basically prevented them from ever, really getting anywhere. Let's see, we could do Biolab Military Academy. I don't really care about that one at all. I want heritage sites, I think. Because that will produce even more unity. And we'll play around with that. And we started out with expertise industry and a maniacal. So maniacal is pretty nice. I can already improve the spaceport, or I can get better coil guns. I think better coil guns are going to be better. We'll go with that. It's going to take a long time to get that, but I think it's worth it. Okay. Science ship. We've got archaeologist. I guess it's okay. We've got a tropical world down there. We've got a tropical world up there. We'll eventually be able to terraform that ocean world. Alright, well, let's start by surveying our home system and head down there and survey that. There, and then survey these. Let's see what we have in our system. Don't have anything to build right now. What do we have on our planet? It's size 19. That's pretty good. We've got robots working the farms and working our minerals already. That seems pretty good. So now the planetary administration generates energy credits and unity rather than minerals and food. It's a bit of a change. It's a bit of a change, but I think we'll be okay. So we've also got stored food now, 100 out of 200, gaining +7. Let's go ahead and let it go. Oh, also another thing some of you may have noticed. There's a music player available now. And you can actually see all of the tracks that are available. You can turn some of them off. It's on shuffle right now. You can, change it around. That's pretty nice. You want to put this in Crusader Kings 2 anytime soon, Paradox? Just saying. Let's see. Yep, let's just go ahead and bump up the speed. We've got some minerals already. Okay, so now we've got a new pop growing, 1.0 out of 36.3, plus 1 per month, and because of 4 existing pops, we're getting 11.3. It's a thing. Now, normally we're making, we start out making, like, 3 energy. We're only making 2. So, yeah, we're going to want to, get some more power pretty quick. Having robots to start with is probably going to make us a little bit less efficient on energy. So I think I'm going to start off by clearing this one. What do we have as a governor? You're just adaptable. Okay. I guess that's okay. Let's see. I think that I actually want to make a second science ship as well. I like having 2 science ships at the beginning.
Construction complete.
Okay, we've got our second science ship. Let's go ahead and recruit a new scientist. We've got survey speed plus 25%. Lifespan, and new worlds. I guess the survey speed is going to be best. Alright, so we are over here in this arm. I guess that's okay. Let's start off by exploring around. Go ahead and head down this way, I think. We'll see what we find over this way.
Tile blocker cleared.
There's a new sound letting us know that a tile blocker has been cleared. Let's go ahead and put you on there so you grow into that one. Alright, we've got an Arctic world there. Size 24, though.
Situation log updated.
Well, hello. Contact report. Enigmatic spacefarers. It did not take long for the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly to come across intelligent alien life. Well, we didn't exactly come across it. It came across us. The fleet's report to the Psittacandrian capital somewhat understates just how alien these forces appear, and only in passing mentions the failure to open comms. So these are the T-Yankee. So they will just pop on by and leave us alone.
Anomaly found.
Okay, anomaly. Lyrum 2 seems to exhibit one and only one interesting geological feature. So this is another change. The anomaly risk is directly tied to the failure risk. And I believe it's basically 20% at level 1, then 30, then 40, then 50, etc., etc., etc. So we want to get our scientist up to level 3 before we research that. So let's go ahead and leave it be for now. Oh, hey, wow, we already have quite a bit of energy here. Let's go ahead and have you build that, and don't have enough for that. Okay. Nice, starting out with 5 energy in our home system. Alright, 377D-728 is home to a number of exquisite impact craters. However, something breaks the visual uniformity of one of the larger craters. We'll leave it be for now.
System survey complete.
Alright, Lyrum has been fully surveyed. And there's a 4. Nice. Some good minerals down there. Uh-oh.
Evading hostile fleet.
Okay, well, we've got amoebas down here already. At least it's an Arctic world. We don't really care about that. Okay. And again, another nice thing is that our science ship automatically redirects to the next thing in order. Pretty nice.
Construction complete.
Okay. We also have some engineering research here. That's pretty sweet. Go ahead and build the second energy plant. We have a good number of planets in our home system. That is always a nice thing. Oh, some more minerals. I've got a decent start, actually. Not fantastic, but certainly, you know, higher tier than some I've gotten. I've had some where you just start with absolutely nothing, and it is terrible. Ooh, even more minerals. Oh, this is good. I am pleased with this start. Habitable Worlds Survey. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Strigops. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable life-bearing worlds. A commendable initiative. That won't take long. Alright, another anomaly. We are picking up life signs coming from somewhere within the interior of this asteroid. This definitely warrants a closer investigation. We will, of course, leave be for now.
System survey complete.
Okay, Excelia is surveyed. Alright, we got one of our scientists leveling up already.
Construction complete.
Alright, do we have enough? We do not have enough for another one, so we'll just go ahead and put you into orbit. We've got an Arid World. We've got an Arid World and 2 Arid Worlds down there. Our first stumbling steps into the void beyond Strigops were not motivated solely by curiosity, or a desire to conquer the unknown, or a need to leave our mark on the galaxy. No, clearly so that we could shed the weak flesh. The biosphere of Strigops has undergone rapid changes in the past few centuries, and prominent scientists warn that Strigops may be faced with the beginnings of a mass extinction event. What? Look, just because we finally figured out how to eat our nuts and berries and fruit, and it caused a population explosion, everyone's all up in arms about the possible environmental damage. Ugh, really now? Let's see, where was I? And prominent scientists warn that Strops may be, yeah, blah, 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 that cyclical purging of life that is inseparable from planetary existence in the greater cosmos. A research plan has been put together to study a number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents or planet-bound catastrophes. We hope that by reconstructing these events, a similar fate may be avoided for Strops and the Psittacan race. It falls to you as the sweetest smelling of the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly to ensure that this expedition is carried out. Consult the situation log for details. For a Psittacandrian future!
Situation log updated.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what we've got. So, Broken Planet, Burned Planet, Chilly Planet, Desolate Planet, and Noxious Planet. Am I actually tracking them all? Yes. Okay, so, oh boy, they're like... How do we even know about these planets? Wow. That is a lot of black holes in this area. That is a lot of black holes. I have never seen that many black holes so close together before. Well, that'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, let's take a look at this world. It's a fair bit of food. Unfortunately, you know, I used to always like to land on a tile like that. This would have been a perfect tile. Unfortunately, it seems like, in my experience, I've played around a little bit with the game to, you know, see how the changes play out, and it really feels like, the tile locations are whatever the randomization method is, tends to still favor the food ones being really good ones to put down your capital on, and other ones not so much. Oh well.
System survey complete.
All right. So we've got a new one, and you can see that now that I'm up to 2 stars, it's down to 10%. There is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. We will leave be for now. It is probably a good time to build up our fleet a little bit. Just in case we get the pirate event chain, which you'll pretty much always get.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Alright, well, it's an interesting little system here. What do we have? Oh, yes, that is a... Ooh! Ooh, Betharian stone. That's pretty nice. Actually, that's a decent place to put down right there. I will definitely have to terraform that at some point. And let's see, the Arid World here, and that Arid World. Okay. I'm a little bit worried about what we might find down here in this maelstrom.
Anomaly found.
Alright, there is significant scarring on the surface of this world. It's like writing. We'll leave it be for now. There's definitely a lot of anomalies that we're getting. How are we doing? You... Okay, so I could build another one of you. Let's go ahead and clear that up, and we can make some more robots.
System survey complete.
So we're capped out on our food, and we now have a tradition available. We have enough unity. It gets pretty high pretty quickly. Everything that you unlock increases the cost of the next one. But we're going to be looking at that in the next episode, I think, because it is about time to end this one. And when we come back, we will take a look at what we've got available for us to choose from. See you next time, everyone.